Welcome to the Resilience series. I'm Stephanie Weaver, author of the upcoming Migraine Relief Plan Cookbook, which is due out next summer and is available for pre-order now. It has a theme of resilience. My guest today is Ilene Angel. Ilene is a singer-songwriter, performer, and author. She studied music at Northwestern University and Juilliard, has written hit songs, and currently performs with her band, The Inspire Project. She's also written 2 books and is working on a new memoir, among other projects. Welcome, Ilene.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It's so great to have you here. So we got to know each other through a writing group and then became friends during the pandemic. As with all performing artists, the pandemic changed your life in radical ways, but you were already looking at broadening your revenue streams before it started. So can you tell us about that and how the music business has changed since you started years ago?
Oh, well, since I started in the business, it's changed drastically because the technology's changed. And that has been both a blessing and a curse. The good part of it is it has enabled independent artists like me to put out music that can be distributed worldwide and immediately, which has been a great thing. The downside of it is revenue because of the streaming technology has dropped drastically, and so it's nearly impossible to make a living as a professional songwriter, which used to be quite possible. So it's changed quite a lot, and the pandemic has also changed things. So yeah, it's been an adventure.
Yes. So tell us about the song you're going to play for us, the first song.
So the first song I'm going to play is the title of my CD in color, and I wrote it with Tanya Leah, and it was one of the last songs I wrote for the project, and it was something where I just thought to myself, what have I not said that I need to say?
Hey, take it away. We're excited.
What you find depends on what you look for, and what you see depends on where you stand. I finally saw that my flaws and my imperfections are not who I am, not all that I am. I'm gonna lay that burden down. Gonna let go of that now. Wanna live with my eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love is white as the sky, paint outside of the lines. Live in bright neon color, in color. What if I just decide that I am worthy? That it's okay to ask for and have what I really want. And I could believe that my dreams are there for the taking. They'd be mine for a song. They were mine all along. I'm gonna lay that burden down. Wanna live with my eyes eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love is white as the sky, paint outside of the lines, live in bright neon color. Wanna live with my eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love is white as the sky, paint outside of the lines, live the rest of my life in color, in color.
Yay! That was so beautiful. Your vibrato is so incredible. Every time I hear you sing, I'm just like, man, and your range is amazing. Thank you. So, and do you still do the monthly concerts on Stage It?
I do. The first Tuesday of every month. I'm on
Great,
singer-songwriter.com.
great. So you can search Ilene Angel
Yep.
either on Twitter or on Instagram or on Stage It and sign up. And that's one way to support an artist like Eileen, who is trying very hard to make a living in this pandemic slash post-pandemic world. So one thing that has really impressed me about you is that you continue to push yourself to learn new things, like building an online course to teach other people what you've learned about self-publishing. You've been picking up the guitar this last year. How do you think being a lifelong learner is a part of your resilience?
I think that doing new things or pushing myself and to keep creating and find new avenues of things that excite me really nourishes me. And so, especially during the pandemic or in any trying times in life, I just think that it has helped me hang on to me when it's a challenge to do that, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you define resilience and how do you think it plays into your art?
Um, I, I think when you said that, the first thing that came to my mind was the ability to get up one more time, then you go down. So, to me, that is sort of what defines resilience: is to, to forge ahead and to keep getting back up when it gets challenging to do that. And in terms of art, it's sort of similar in that I think all artists, especially during this pandemic, have been forced to get creative in ways that we hadn't anticipated. And even in terms of what the music business is now, it used to be that an artist could be an artist and just do that. And there were plenty of other people doing all of the other aspects of what it takes to get your work out in the world and seen by people. But that's really not the case now. So every artist has to, aside from learning the technology itself, which is challenging for me to say the least, there's also, you have to be your own PR person and a marketer and your manager and your booking agent, and that's true for for all independent artists and for many that are traditionally signed. There's the bulk of their career and success really falls on the artist's shoulders.
Yeah. So tell us about the Inspire project. Who's in the band and why did you start it? And I think it's really interesting because everybody in the band is over 50, which in the music business is ancient. You're ancient crones.
We are.
Which is there's nothing wrong with being a crone. I am a crone and I'm proud of it. But tell us about the Inspire project.
The Inspire project was is comprised of myself, of Tanya Leah, and Lorraine Farrow, and the three of us have been friends for a very long time and have worked with each other and sung or played on each other's projects. Tanya produced my record, so we've collaborated in various ways for a very long time, and so we're friends and liked hanging out to begin with. But the band itself was kind of Tanya's brainchild. She had the name for a long time and didn't really know what it was or what it was going to be. And the three of us, it was born out of the three of us being asked to sing at a mutual friend's benefit, who she was fighting cancer. She's since passed. But she loved all three of us and asked us if we would perform at this benefit, and we did. And what we did was we sang on each other's songs, and we sang three-part harmony on and played on each other's songs. And by the time we walked off the stage, the person who booked the venue said, "What's the name of your band, and would you play here?" And so Tanya said, "The Inspire Project. That's who we are." And he said, and to which he said, "That's a terrible name. No, really, what's the name of your band?" True story. And so that's how it formed. And interestingly enough, it's been strange that we actually released our first EP during the pandemic. We had recorded it prior to it and finished mixing it and put it out just during last year. And so now that we're starting to play live again and also play virtually, we're playing also on stage it. When left to our own devices, our people who write songs that are empowering and encouraging and inspiring. And that's what we do when we have our druthers. We've made a living as professional songwriters writing songs to pitch to other artists, and not necessarily inspirational, just pop, country, R&B, whatever our particular project was. So that's how we spent our time. So to get to do this together now, when it's the most meaningful music, I think it just happened at exactly the right moment, because it's when the world needed it. And so some of the songs are brand new. Some of them have been around for quite a while. We've been around for quite a while, and they like that. So I think audiences feel like they're sitting around with us and catching up with old friends and being invited to the inside jokes and the camaraderie and the affection we've had for a long time.
That's awesome. I didn't know the whole story behind it, so it was fun to hear it. So we've been in a group together for a few years, and we really got to know each other during the pandemic. And you started sharing that you'd play a song for me or for us, and then you'd say, "But I'm not writing a Broadway musical." And at the time Broadway was closed, and you kept saying, "It's insane for me to write a Broadway musical because Broadway may never come back. I don't know why I'm doing this." And I finally was like, "You are writing a Broadway musical, like just own it." Right. And then the next time I saw you, you told the group, "I'm writing a musical." And I was like, yes. So tell us about the storyline behind the musical, and some of the things that you've learned in order to write this many songs that all go together. And then you're going to play something for us too. So very exciting.
Sure. Yeah, I've resisted the idea of writing a musical for a long time, even though it's been suggested to me for decades. but but it's daunting. It's a really huge project, and I don't think when I was a younger songwriter that I could have taken that on. Certainly not successfully. And the fact that the timing of me beginning it coincided with Broadway being utterly shut down and nobody knowing whether theater was going to come back or not. I mean, I was saying to myself, this is completely insane to be doing this now. We don't even know if there is a Broadway. so, and so I started writing, it just kind of happened. I wrote a song that was undeniably a musical theater song, and there was absolutely nothing else it could possibly be. And then I wrote another one where it was absolutely nothing else it could possibly be, until I got to the point where it just was, I'm doing this, and I couldn't really. I feel like it wasn't particularly a choice, but it's something I'm really glad and decided to embrace and have a lot of fun with. It's it's about songwriters because we write what we know, or we probably should write what we know. So yeah, it's about the trajectory of three songwriters and their mentor that are starting out in the music business, and what the trajectory of their lives and careers ends up being. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what it is.
So before you play for us, I just a question occurred to me that's not really about resilience, but it's about creation. Does stuff just show up for you and sort of demand that you do
Um,
something with it, or
it works every which way. Absolutely, for me, many, many times shows up that way, where it's there, and it will not be denied. And so yeah, that's the way. And actually, this next song, which is it's a good segue for that, because that really is how this happened. You know, I'll have something in my head, and at this point, because I've been doing it for so long, I pretty much know when to pay attention to that. However, as a professional, you can't really wait for inspiration. There's craft involved, and I would never trade in a million years the years that I worked every single day, like 9 to 5. When I lived in Nashville for a while, and the Nashville songwriting community is one where you go to work like you're in an office, and you're writing maybe 1 or 2 songs a day. And I'll tell you that not all of them are great if you're cranking out that many songs, and they can't all be inspired, but you learn to become really good at your craft by doing that. And so, you know, if I have a project specifically that I'm writing for, then yeah, I sit down and I write for that project and I get it done. And then there are other times where, you know, there's just the inspiration of something that comes. Usually I'd say it's a marriage of the two. I think that there's a certain amount of magic involved, and a certain amount of this is, it's a craft, and it's done a particular way, and this is how I do it. So
Awesome.
it's
Great.
both.
Thanks. So set up the song that you're gonna play for us. Like, where is it in the show, and kind of what's a little bit just so people kind of get what's happening.
2 out of 3 of them are in a big showcase, an industry showcase, and and they had been told by their mentor to be kind to one another, because they were going to likely spend their entire careers crossing paths with one another. And so this is the song. There's a new world on the edge of the horizon, while the old world fades away before the dawn. And there's no amount of pleading or of crying can reverse the road that we're already on. There's a hunger and the yearning for communion. There's a sacrificial lamb inside us all. There's a ticking clock that won't stop 'cause it's too soon. There's a never-ending writing on the wall, and we're all just walking each other, walking each other, walking each other home. We're all just walking each other, walking each other, walking each other home. There's a sudden hush when everything goes silent, right before the storm can shake its mighty fist. When surrender overtakes our own defiance, and the truth reveals itself before it's missed, that we're all just walking each other, walking each other, walking each other home. We're all just walking each other, walking each other, walking each other home. We may fumble, we may stumble, skin our knees on solid stone, but we won't completely crumble. We're not traveling alone. We're all just walking each other, walking each other, walking each other home. We're all just walking each other, walking each other, walking each other home, walking each other home, walking each other home.
Yay! Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So, everybody watching, can't you just imagine yourself sitting in a theater and people singing that on stage and then humming it as you leave and buying the cast album. So we're manifesting that for Ilene because the rest of the show is just as good. Okay, so thank you for that. I don't think you gave too much away. I think it's a beautiful little taste of the show and kind of the storyline and the quality of the music. So, yeah, thank you. That was awesome. Okay, so my last question for everyone is what are some self-care resilient strategies that you find helpful?
That's a very good question. I think that for me, making sure that I carve out some increment of time, no matter how small, to do something that makes me happy, which is it's challenging because I'm also a caregiver, and doing that is really like a 24/7 job. So I have to do things when I can. Sometimes the hour of day or night that I have to do something for myself may vary, but I really try to do things that light me up, whether it's listening to some music that inspires me, or reading a book, or just taking a few minutes, and also just trying to carve out some time for meditation and to visualize, and that those are the things that keep me grounded and sane.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. So, Eileen, thank you again for being here today and sharing your music. You can find her at ileneangel.com, and that's ILENE angel.com. You can buy her music and both of her books there, and they make perfect holiday gifts. So, and as well, look for her on stageit.com. So, there's multiple ways you can support performers like Eileen, and buying their work and attending their concerts is one way to do that. Check out other episodes of the Resilience series on Facebook Watch, YouTube, and Instagram. Follow me at sweavermph to learn more about my upcoming book, The Migraine Relief Plan Cookbook, which is due out in summer 2022 and is available for pre-order now. Thanks so much for watching.